Okay, in this video, I'm going to show some of the new updates that I have in my trainer search app. So as you can see here, this is my trainer form, and on the right here, there's this new component called select skill sets. So this is a checkbox list of all the available skill sets that I have, and when you click on the checkboxes, you will mark which skill sets that the trainer has, and then you can save it, and then the trainer would have updated skill sets. So how do we create this is using something called a custom component in Power Component Framework, PCF. So PCF is created by Power Platform as a way to allow users to customize their own components that are not available by default in Power Apps. So the one that I'm using here is coded using TypeScript and XML, and it's from this person called Ashliga. So it's called it ain't boring.pcf controls. So there are four types of PCF controls here. I am using the checkbox list. So to actually use the component, you download this link first. So you need to click on this link. It will download. So I downloaded it, so I'm just going to show you how to import it now. So if we go to here, the solutions, hold on, go back. Okay, you go solutions, and you click on import solution. You can browse the file, and then just click what you have downloaded. So you can just leave it in the zip file, and then when you press next and then continue through the form, it will create it as a solution. So when I close this, and then you can see here I have this that I've imported last time, EDM boring PCF controls. So I click this, and then these are all the components that are available here. And then next, we will need to use it in the form. So we'll go to the editor, the form editor, and then from here we can go to our components. So click components, and then click get more components to filter out all these other components. We can click on build by others, and then there should be a checkbox list that is shown down here. So just click this and click add, and then it will be added to this form that which you can use. So if I click on expand more components, you can see here checkbox list. Okay, so next, how do we use the the new component checkbox list in my form? First of all, we need to have a subgrid to get all the data, all the skill set data from my skill set table. So we can click on subgrid, and then we click on show related records, which I'm not going to do because it will spoil my form, and then look for skill sets. So okay, skill sets. So when I click skill sets and then show related records, and then I click done, it should show a normal subgrid using all the with all the skill sets available. So when I discard this, and then next we will want to add the checkbox list component to make it into a checkbox list style. So what we can do is when you click on the subgrid, all these are default subgrid settings, so we can just leave this all alone. But what I want to do all the way down to here, components. So when you open this, you should have all the components. So as you can see here that I have a subgrid default, and then I have added the checkbox list to display the checkbox list, the subgrid in checkbox list format. So how do we add the checkbox list? Is using this here plus component. So it will just appear here if you added the checkbox list correctly. So you can click the checkbox list, and then it will add to the component, and then it will just show all the skill sets like this. And then after that, you can publish it, and then the skill set subgrid with the checkbox list should work. So next, if you realize, I have this skill set field down here as well, and because we cannot display the subgrid in the table as shown here, so we go back, you realize that there is no way to show the subgrid here. So what I need to do is I need to import the subgrid data into a field of its own, and then from the field of its own I can display it in the skill sets here. So how I'm doing this is using JavaScript, and how you can add JavaScript into your form is using the one here called form libraries. So you click form libraries, you can add a library, add new web resource, and then you can import your own JavaScript by uploading a file. Okay, so let me just show you my JavaScript. So okay, here it is. So there's a namespace here. So you define the namespace that is the JavaScript namespace that you'll be using. And then next, you will define your functions. So I have a global variable here called data, and then I have this called form on save function. So there are a few functions like form on change, form on save, form on edit, all this. So I'm using form on save. So when the user clicks the save button, you refresh the skill sets. So you can go to var component, get form execution, get form context. So this will get everything that is existing in my form. And then next, I want to get the data from the skill sets using this var grid context. So form context dot get control skill set subgrid. So this is the name of my skill set subgrid, which is uh, here. When I click this, you can see here name skill set subgrid. Okay, and then after that I will get the rows in my subgrid, get the length, and then I will iterate through the data to get and then to get each of the skill sets that I have, and then I would add it to my data global variable as a string with a comma and a space at the end. So this will link up all my skill sets, and then finally I would clear the actual skill set field itself, as you can see here. So I'm getting an attribute from my CRC90 skill sets, and how we know what name the field is through here. So we can go to uh, Power Apps, you can go to my solutions, Singapore Trainer, and then we can click on the columns. Then we look for skill sets. So skill sets are here. You see here, CRC90 underscore skill sets. So this name would be the name that we'll be using here. So CRC90 skill sets dot set value into a empty string. And so first of all, I set it to empty string, and then after that, I use a set timeout function to give it a delay, so to make sure that this row gets deleted first before this happens. So from here, I will use the same function form context dot get attribute crc90 underscore skill sets, but this time I will set the value to the data string that I have created here, and then this dot call trainer search is just the same as the namespace here. So once I have all my JavaScript ready, I'll just import it in, and then I can use it. To use the JavaScript, we need to click on the overall page itself, which is here. You go to preview, and then you click on the topmost information or whatever you have named this, and then you go to events. You can see here there is an on save. So on save, I have my handler trainer search dot form on save, which is exactly the same as my JavaScript. So how we add this is using this class event handler. You can choose the type of event that you have. So on save, on load, on change for other fields. You can choose the library that you want, which is the library that I uploaded, and then type the function. So that my function would be uh, form on save, and then you will have to check this pass execution context as the first parameter, because in my JavaScript I have this execution context here. Okay, and then after that you click done, and then it will be uploaded. Then you can use it here, so it will just appear here, and then it is running in your form. So let's just click into one of my trainers here, and then we can take a look at what he has in the checkbox. Okay, first let me delete skill sets here, make sure it's working. Let's see what he has. Okay, he has Google Ads, he has Magento, okay, Q10, SEO, Wix, WordPress. So go back, scroll back up, and then when I click save, the skill set should update. There we go. Google Ads, Magento, Q10, SEO, Wix, WordPress. Okay, finally, so why do we need to display the skill sets in my table here? It is so that we can use the default filters that my trainer search at the model driven app has. So how do we use the filters? It is using this filter here. So we can filter, can do contents, and then I search for Python. So all the trainers with Python available should appear. It's loading. There we go. So all these people should have Python. So Python. But for example, if I want to search for something else other than Python, for example, Python and TensorFlow, I can actually do a and filter using the star. So Python and TensorFlow. So this would show two different views. So all my TensorFlow Python should be here. So Python Flow Tensor, Python Flow Tensor. So all these trainers will have Python Flow and Tensor, and then you can add as many variables as you want using the filter here. So you just press star and then add another word. It will search for all the other filters.